Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture. Let's bring on the host, Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs.
Hello everyone, I'm Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs and the host of Vegas Rock Dog Radio. On today's show, I'm talking about pet shampoo, how to read the labels, and to question whether you're doing more harm than good. So stay right there.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. I'm your host. I'm Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs, and this is Vegas Rock Dog Radio. We are a rock and roll show all about pets, people, and pop culture. I've got an interesting show for you today. But before we do that, let's say hello to Jim.
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
And
how's everything?
I think
Happy blue moon. Super blue moon.
Oh, it's a super blue moon this week.
Super blue moon this week, yeah.
Ah.
I think it was actually Thursday or Friday, but we had a super blue moon.
That explains why you've been acting weird.
I'm not speaking for myself, and I'm not commenting on you.
Also in studio are my cute little dogs, our cute little dogs, Mr. Twix and Miss Thornton, and Galaxy looks on from the Rainbow Bridge to make sure we bring a great show to you every single week. And this week we're going to talk about suds, bubbles, lather. What other words are there for shampoos?
Washing up.
Okay. That was weird.
I don't know. What we just call it shampoo, where we come from in America.
We like to lather up.
in the land, in the real land of in the English language, the United States.
Oh, let's not even get started on that.
Okay.
If you are listening, you're probably listening from all over the world, and if you're British, you're probably going, "What is he on about?" If you would like to connect with us in other places on the internet, you can go to our website, vegasrockdogradio.com. More than likely, that's where you went to listen to the show live. You'll also find us on Periscope, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Tumblr, and Instagram. We have a blog. The blog is therockandrolldog.com. And if you don't catch the live show, then you can catch the show on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spoke by SiriusXM, or any other podcast app that you may have on your phone. It's easy to find us. Just search Vegas Rock Dog or Vegas Rock Dog Radio. You'll just find the show. We're everywhere. We want to be able to reach as many people as possible worldwide so that they can come away from every single show with a great piece of information. Well, do we have a weekly update, Jim?
On what items?
Anything to do with animals? I'm trying to think how much time I've spent with animals. Oh, Millie.
Well, Millie. And then I have my usually update that goes along with our walks. And we usually walk 4 times a week, me and the dogs. And we saw a falcon,
right,
rabbits,
yeah,
quail,
yeah,
killdares sleeping on one leg on the railroad tracks during the daytime.
Really? It's
Yeah.
good job we don't have that many trains that come by.
Well, they would know. They're birds. And then lots of different ground birds, pretty little red-headed sparrows and things.
I had some birds today, and I just could not recognize the sound that they were making. It was, I'm not going to impersonate them, but I don't know what kind of birds they were. Of course, our hummingbirds are back. It's springtime. So we've got a beautiful purple one that's in the back garden. So we're seeing a lot more nature.
But pet update. Well, we saw Millie this week at Starbucks. We hung out with her.
Yeah, Millie is a little foster that's with Connor and Millie's.
She's 11 years old. She's a Chihuahua, and we think she was a puppy mill breeder mom.
Yes.
Her whole life.
Luckily, she got out from wherever she was, and she is fostered permanently, which is really like adopting. But she's being permanently fostered with our friend Patricia. And so what we like to do is go and grab a coffee and see who she's fostering. Usually take photos and do a Facebook Live. And every single time we've done that, the dogs have got adopted, although Millie's staying with Patricia. So that was lovely. And I wanted to make sure I met with her this week because I had some supplies for the rescue that she fosters with. So it's always good to see the little dogs coming in and finding their forever homes or their forever fosters. And that's a wonderful thing. But I don't think we've seen too many dogs this week, have we?
We saw a couple really cute brown pitties on our walk today. And Twix was very good. He's usually a little reactive when we cross dogs. We were far enough away from him. Very pretty dogs, and the owners had him sat at attention, and very well behaved while we walked past. And mine were a little bit more barkatudous. And but he's getting better.
He is.
He's
getting better, and you've been very consistent with him on those walks. And if you'd have met Mr. Twix when we first saved him, whoa! I mean, wow!
He was wild.
I took him to the radio station.
He's basically wild.
Remember when I took him to the radio station that I used to?
Yeah, and he should have eaten that engineer. He needed it. He wasn't right.
It's never good when your engineer says, for the record, I don't like dogs.
For the record, get another engineer. Goodbye.
I did get another one. I thought to myself, how did this happen to me? How did I get an engineer who doesn't like animals? And I would bring in, I had a 70-pound pig in studio, I had a little monkey, I've had kittens, cats in there. We've had plenty of dogs. I think that's the extent of that. But I just thought it was the strangest statement. I do miss Chris, though. He was a great engineer that I got after that.
Right.
Really, really, really miss Chris. He was great. Stories. That is a funny one,
it's
though.
hard to find a good engineer.
Well, when I walked in that day, you're patting yourself on the back.
It works
there.
for free.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're my husband. Funny story at the studio before we get cracking on with our topic today. I never used to ask if I could bring animals in. I think I'm more of a beg forgiveness kind of person. So I show up. There's usually nobody there on the weekends. It was, just the people doing their shows. And I have Mr. Elliot from Wendy's Farm Sanctuary come to the studio, 70-pound potbelly pig. And I just walked in with him. And what's the name from from Wendy's? And I didn't know they were having kind of a board meeting. So we walked in, and I walked past the door that was open. I just kept walking, and then I heard, "Is that the pig?" I can't tell you how many people in that boardroom came out, laid on the floor to get a selfie with Mr. Elliot. I loved that pig. Oh my gosh, he was lovely, smart. He opened with his mouth. He opened my sandals, the buckles on my sandals. He opened them during the show to get my shoes. Smart.
I wasn't there for that one.
No, you weren't. But that was fun. That was really, really fun. And another great organization here in town. Well, let's get on to our first topic. It's a big one. And I'll warn you now, I've got some big words. I apologize if I do not pronounce them correctly. But I'll always have a good old bash at it, won't I, Jim? I'm not one to shy away from a big, long, complicated word. But this had me thinking this week about, well, I think we've been a lot more conscious the last few months with just generally at home and our environment, what's toxic. So there's been a lot of talk about plug-in air fresheners, candles, spray air fresheners, dryer sheets, and how toxic they can be.
spray deodorants.
Spray deodorants, yes. And so there's a lot of chatter about it, which is great. And people are making those changes, which are just fantastic. You know, eliminate as much as you can from your environment that's not good for you, and it's not good for your pets. But it starts to make you think about everything: moisturizer, say deodorant, body lotion, cleaning products. I mean, anything you can inhale, touch, absorb, and there's a level of consciousness now, which I think is very, very good. And everybody's saying, well, hang on a minute here. If I'm reading it's not very good for pets, is that even good for us? And vice versa. So shampoo is one of those things I started to think about. Yeah. Oh, it's a big topic. It's just a really big topic. So here we go. Have you been bathing your pets with a cancer-causing shampoo? Not to frighten people. This is not what the show's about. It's to make you think, educate you, and help you become informed and make really good choices for your pets and for yourself. And it probably never crossed your mind. And what I like to do on my social media channels is to actually pose these questions to the people that follow us, kind of a poll, and find out where people are. But as a result of actually posting those questions, it starts people talking and thinking about what they're doing. Like, why is she asking what shampoo I use on my pets? And I had a whole array of answers. And all I wanted to know was, what product are you using? And I went to every single company that people posted, and I checked their ingredients. That's what I did, as well as a lot of other research. And it's, here we go. This is how it goes. So often...
Am I sitting back and I'm along for the ride now, or am I interjecting? Just checking in with you. Sounds like you got an agenda and you've got full speed ahead.
Oh,
right
I've
now.
always got an agenda for the show, always packed with information today.
Okay, well, I'm just going to sit back and let you roll.
Thank you very much.
You're
That's
welcome.
so nice of you to give me that permission.
I could turn my mic on and off. You can't do that with yours.
I'm just going to let it run. Here we go. Often well-meaning pet parents have no idea that they're harming their pets through the food they serve, the treats they give, the travel harnesses they travel in, the toys they give them to play with, to the shampoos and conditioners they use when they bathe them. So I want to address shampoos and cancer-causing ingredients that can be found in them. And this includes prescription shampoos as well. That was probably the most shocking thing to me, was that something that can be prescribed by your veterinarian may not. It may take care of one thing, but if there's something in it that's really detrimental to their health, then you don't need to be using it. You really, really don't. You've got to try and find something alternative. I think a lot of people believe that anyone that creates a pet product, whether it's food, treats, toys, shampoos, and conditioners, that why would they put something out there that's not 100% safe for our pets? Because surely they love animals. That is not the industry. That is not the industry. With most products, people are trying to get them produced in a cost-effective way, en masse, so they make profit. That's why they're in business. They want to make money. And that's what they think. We've got a product that we think people will really like, and will pay more than what we pay to manufacture it to make a profit. That's how business goes. But don't be fooled by thinking that everybody loves animals and would never put anything out there that's not safe for your pets. Well, here we go. Like I say, it does include prescription shampoos. Verbac is a prescription shampoo. Episoothe shampoo comes from the company Verbac. I had a friend who was informed that the company was no longer dispensing that product anymore, and he looked into it a little bit further, and he found that there was an ingredient in there that was not very good for pets. And the carcinogenic compound, now carcinogenic means cancer causing, and 100% it means cancer causing, not the likelihood of. I want to say it is cancer causing, yeah? A carcinogenic, oh my gosh, I know this word so well. Carcinogenic, yeah, You know, it's one of those you say it 100 times and it doesn't sound right. Carcinogenic compound contained within Episoothe and other Verbac shampoos. There's Elegrum, Sebelux, Alamil, and Etiderm. And what's in it is DEA.
The Drug Enforcement Agency?
That's right, Jim.
No, that's not what that means.
No, it does not. I'm going to try and pronounce it for you. Diethanolamine. Diethanolamine? No. Diethanolamine.
That was a song we used to sing growing up. You didn't spell that one right. Say it again.
Diethylano. You're bothering me now. I'm trying to be serious.
Go ahead, say it again.
Diethylanolamine. DEA. People know it as DEA. Diethylamine. Find it and you pronounce it.
I'm looking it up now.
Look, I've already done my disclaimer. Well, according to the press release from Verbac, DEA is a naturally occurring fatty acid derived from plants. It has been used for decades as an agent to boost foaming, stability, and add viscosity to hundreds of shampoos, cosmetic, and consumer products. In 2012, DEA was included in California's list of chemicals known to the state to cause cancer or reproductive toxicity. That was 2012. And according to EcoWatch, and I checked out their study, they found there were cancer-causing chemicals in nearly 100 shampoos and soaps. This is for people, okay? And I will put a link up for that research. You can take a look at it and see what's the shampoos. The review indicates that DEA was found in 98 of the shampoos and soaps and other personal care products sold by major national retailers. And as I say, they were human products. So Verbac is currently not providing any DEA-containing products to California retailers, and it reformulated. I need to find out exactly when it reformulated these affected products to appropriately comply with Proposition 65, and I want to explain that to you. What is Proposition 65? This, I think, is solely for the state of California, and I would like to find out, maybe Jim, you'll find out for me, if we have something similar in all the other states. Because Proposition 65, it requires businesses to notify Californians about significant amounts of chemicals in the products they purchase in their homes or workplaces or that are released into the environment. This, as you can see, allows residents to choose the safest products they can find. So you will see a lot of those things on products that will say, you know, contains cancer-causing chemicals. And you have to warn people. I think it's wonderful. We need that for every single state. I'm not aware of one for Nevada, which is where we are, but it's a good thing to be able to be informed about it. Then you can make your decisions from there.
Well, Proposition 65 in California is the Safe Drinking Water Act and Toxic Enforcement Act.
Yes, it's
from 1986.
Yeah, it's water as well. You do want to know what's in your water. You do want to know what's in your products. It's scary. So what can you do to protect your pets from cancer-causing products? And think about this. Just as our skin is our largest organ, and it's the same for our pets, it's a large area for any type of product to cover. And if it contains any cancer-causing chemicals in it, or other chemicals that are just problematic to your health and to your pet's health, you want to figure out how you're going to, steer away from those kind of products. And these chemicals, they absorb through the skin and can cause toxicity within the body, not to mention skin irritations and breakouts and those kind of things. And sometimes neurotoxins, toxins that affect the nervous system. And you may say you've seen a lot of this chatter online recently about the toxicity of candles and plug-in air fresheners. And I'm happy to say that pet parents are eliminating these toxins from their homes, both to benefit not just their pets, but their entire family. Think about this. You put a dryer sheet in, it heats up, it gets dispersed up into the air, you inhale it, then it probably falls down onto the floor. You walk in it with your bare feet, your pets walk in it, your pets lick their feet. You see how that goes? Not good. It is not good. But think about this statistic. Cancer in pets is only 10% genetics, but it's 90% environment. And this includes diet, air, water, and lifestyle. So that's anything from breathing it in to the water you drink, to the food that you eat, to the candles that you burn, those kind of things, and the shampoos that you would put on your pets.
California is really the leader in the United States for that. I mean, when you go to a gas station, everything. I can't really quickly find anything in other states similar to it.
We need it, though, because I want to know. Such a staggering statistic definitely gives us good reason to do what we can to try and eliminate any cancer-causing chemicals in our homes. And being proactive is a good thing to potentially reduce that risk, okay? Before we get on to how on earth are we to know what these ingredients are and what they do, let's take a quick break. Yeah, we'll take a quick break, and right after the break, we're going to go on to what are these ingredients. I want to be able to understand the label, make a good informed choice. So stay right there. We'll be right back. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host, the Queen of Rock and Roll Dogs.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Pet Scene Magazine is dedicated to Las Vegas pets and the people who love them. It's a source of news and information for pet lovers, as well as offering valuable coupons and specials on pet products and services. Find them online at www.lvpetscene.com or look for them on Facebook.
At Carl's Jr., not only do we make you happy with our delicious charbroil burgers, we also make your dogs happy. Come through our drive-thru with your furry friends and we'll offer them a treat. We love to see their smiling faces. Our website, carlsjroflasvegas.com, has a treat in store for its customers too, with free coupons anytime, so visit us often. Carl's Jr. is a proud and active supporter of animal adoption in our community. You can find us at carlsjroflasvegas.com.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Welcome back, everyone. Just before the break, I posed the question of, do you really know what's in your pet shampoos? And do you know what's in your own shampoo? But this is how you're going to figure out. Often they'll have the dirty dozen chemicals. Well, it's a bigger list than that. It's bigger than the dirty dozen. But I would like you to be able to know what these are, and I will post this link up so that you can look through and be very, very aware of what you are putting on your body and on your pet's body. So here we go. How on earth do we know what the ingredients are when we can't even pronounce the names? And I certainly can't. By my example today. And it's the same with pet food labels. They're hard to understand, and at times they can be downright deceptive. And let me help you understand what's in your pet shampoo so that you can read the label, make an informed choice, and a safe decision for your pets. Here are 20 ingredients you do not want in your dog's shampoo. You do not want in your dog's shampoo. Sourcing can be tricky, as we know from many things. Anything from vitamins to, pet foods. If you don't know where it's coming from, especially when it's a third party, there aren't that many companies that source, grow their own, vegetables, fruit and vegetables for pet food, and have a farm, a cattle farm, and then produce their own foods. I mean, it's hard when you're working with third party companies, and transparency is quite a difficult one when it comes to pet products. One of the problems that can arise is whether a company purchased a chemical that was, for example, cleaned of contaminants like lauryl sulfate. You would unknowingly be introducing dangerous chemicals, byproducts into your dog's shampoo if you look on a list and it just says lauryl sulfate and you go, oh, that's derived from this. But where do we know where they sourced it from, and was it cleaned before they actually purchased it? And that can make a very, very big difference. And there's a thing called greenwashed. You may have been greenwashed. And this is a terrible practice of greenwashing a product. It's the marketing of a product as natural. I'm beginning to really cringe when I hear the word natural. I really am beginning to cringe when I hear it. And often this is a very loose claim and far removed from being natural. We also have to understand that natural doesn't always mean safe. We know that. I can't eat an avocado. It's natural. The minute it touches my lips, I projectile vomit. It's not good for me. It's natural, but I can't eat it.
I naturally love avocados.
I know you do.
Conversely to that.
But so natural does not always mean safe. For example, and we did this in a past show, pest control companies touting all natural solutions that are safe for you and your family and your pets. And the natural product they use comes from chrysanthemums. Yeah, it's a flower and it's toxic. So here we go with the whole natural term. As I'm starting to cringe the more I hear it. Here's an example of a shampoo ingredient list, and it's all natural coconut-based cleaner. This could be a clean or a contaminated source of ingredients. So generally, and I did look at this, on so many of these shampoos, it will say natural coconut-based cleaner, but you don't know, was it cleaned or was it contaminated? And that's a big, big difference. Do you know what I did notice? A lot of these companies did not list all their ingredients. They would say, this is our secret recipe. We can't reveal it. It's a little bit like Coca-Cola. I need to know what's in the products. And again, I'm not sure if there's truth in marketing for pet products. So they probably don't have to adhere to any kind of strict rules when it comes to listing ingredients.
No, I know it's a lot less stringent than the Food and Drug Administration or the USDA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sulfates are a big thing that you're going to see in shampoos. And what are sulfates? They are synthetic ingredients based on sulfur that are derived from petroleum or laurel alcohol, and that comes from coconut oil or other plants. So this is where they do the whole natural thing, yeah? And these may be identified on the label as coconut-based cleaners, naturally derived from coconuts, vegetable-based cleaners, or coconut-based surfactants are more than likely one of those will be listed on the ingredients. The two most commonly used sulfates are sodium lauryl sulfate, SLS, and sodium lauryl sulfate. Wait a minute. Laureth sulfate, SLES. While SLL is harsher than SLES, both irritants can cause redness, dryness, and itching. You're going to see that in shampoos. And if you've got a dog or a cat that itches, it's got very itchy, dry skin, you can see how that is going to be a problem. And what's more alarming are the byproducts, and that's the contaminants from converting the petroleum or plant into a cleaning agent. And that is your detergent. Byproducts do not have to be included in the list of ingredients, and depending on the manufacturing process, they may be found in high or low quantities. It all depends on whether or not the manufacturer uses processes to remove the contaminants at the end of the chemical process. There are no studies, I'm going to repeat that again, there are no studies that have analyzed the quantity of byproducts or contaminants in dog shampoo. It's time. It is time for that. Not one study. And I couldn't find one either.
This is new territory.
Very new territory.
Uncharted as far as people's research and knowledge.
I think we've had such a big focus on pet foods and treats that we now need to look at what we're putting on our pets. And while there are no studies that have tested dog shampoo brands for contaminants to bring all of this into focus, we can get a general sense of product and validate the natural claims just by looking at the rest of the ingredients as well. So you have to be a bit of a detective, basically. And so here are the very top 14 you need to avoid. I say it's more than that, but these are the very top 14 to help you determine whether a product is natural, safe, and non-toxic. And if the shampoo contains any of these ingredients, you should not use the product on your dog. Okay? Number 1. Proprietary blend of coat and skin conditioners and moisturizers. And this is a great article that I'm reading from, and it says, I know what you're thinking. That isn't an ingredient. You're right. But it is frequently listed on dog shampoo labels. And if you see this statement, do not purchase this product. This is what manufacturers say when they don't want you to know what's in the bottle. And I experienced that myself from going to every single company that my friends and followers and our pet loving community wrote down as a comment, and I did see this a lot. I don't care whether they say it's like Coca-Cola. No, I'm sorry, I am not buying it. That's a red flag. So if you see proprietary blend of coat and skin conditioners and moisturizers, do not buy it. Second one, artificial fragrance. It can come from hundreds to thousands of separate ingredients, and none of which have to be listed on the label. Some synthetic fragrances have been linked to cancer, as well as reproductive and developmental toxicity. So that's your artificial fragrances out the window. Oh, God, here we go. Here's a word. Phthalates are likely not listed on the label. And if you see fragrance, it is very likely that phthalates are present. They're used to bond the fragrance to the other ingredients. Phthalates are hormone disruptors. Think endocrine system issues. So phthalates, out the window. Artificial colors. I think pretty much anything that says artificial, you can just say, forget that. Artificial colors are synthesized from petroleum and are linked to organ damage, cancer, birth defects, and allergic reactions. Artificial colors aren't pure chemicals. Many of them are contaminated with byproducts and are purchased by the manufacturer to visually enhance the product. And it's true. This is what I heard. Some of the comments I got were, it smells great. Is that a sign of a good shampoo? But they are the things that people tap into.
It is a pleasing thing.
Yeah.
I like a nice smelly shampoo.
Yeah, and if it's a nice color, you tap into
texture.
That. A nice texture, exactly. Many of them are contaminated by these byproducts, and they say it enhances the product. And think about it. If it's bright blue or bright purple, probably not the best thing to put on your pets. This one's going to freak you out. You won't like this one at all. Formaldehyde, preservatives. How am I even saying the word formaldehyde with pet shampoo? This doesn't make any sense, does it? You won't see it on your list of ingredients, but it's still around. When formaldehyde got a bunch of bad press, it was reformulated into a slow-releasing compound that releases small amounts of formaldehyde over time. Oh, gosh.
What's that called?
Because that's so much better. While it may release less formaldehyde than its precursor, it's still formaldehyde. Yes, it is. It's like saying, I'm a little bit pregnant. No, you're not. You are pregnant at all times. You're pregnant for 9 months. You're not just a little bit pregnant. And it's not just a little bit it's formaldehyde, which has been known to trigger an immune response that can include burning, itching, blistering, and scaling of skin.
Is that in our shampoos, on our human shampoos?
Well, I don't know if it's listed or not.
Yikes.
I'm going to tell you about an app, by the way, everyone, that's going to help you out with this. The jury's still out on whether these chemicals are linked to cancer, as they haven't been thoroughly tested. But you don't need formaldehyde on your body. You just don't.
Well, let me ask a question and just briefly interrupt. Is there no way that there's a natural human shampoo that's subject to the FDA and the USDA that you can give to a pet, or does it have to be pet specific?
No human shampoos whatsoever to be given to pets. That's an absolute no-no. So just
okay, well, I'm glad I asked.
And some people do, and some people use dishwashing soap and those kind of things, and it's a no-no. It's a big fat no-no. If you see any of these names on the bottle, you need to avoid this product. This is in relation to the formaldehyde. Bromopol, Doazalindinil, Doazalindinal urea, DMDM, so that's hydantoin, often mistyped on dog shampoo bottles as DHDH, hydantoin, imidazolindinal urea, quaternium 7, quaternium 15, 31, 61, and sodium hydroxymethylglycinate. Big words. Don't worry, I'm going to give you a link for these. Here's your next one. Oh, here's another big one. Isothiazolinone. Isothiazolinone preservatives. Oh my gosh, they need to be abbreviated. Methylisothiazolinone and methichlorosulfide. Do you know what? This is ridiculous, this name. Methylchlorosulfide chloro isothiazolinon, let me say that again, are both known skin irritants that have been associated with significant allergic reactions. There's strong evidence that it is also a neurotoxin, so it affects the nervous system. Wow. Paraben preservatives. Now, you will see that a lot. You'll see a lot of companies put shampoos out there that say paraben free. Great. Fragrance free. Great. But make sure you read the rest of the label. And parabens are thought to be stored in the body and have a cumulative effect, posing health risks such as estrogen disruption, cancer, and reproductive issues. They may be listed on the bottle as butyl paraben, methyl paraben, or propyl paraben.
That methyl and propyl are in almost everything I see. That's a very common name, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Next one. Cocamide MEA is a surfactant that is restricted for use in cosmetics as it is high contamination concerns from nitrosamines. Nitrosamines are contaminants that can form under certain conditions, such as high temperatures or acidic pH, 3 to 5 or lower. They're a class of chemicals that are thought to be carcinogenic, have reproductive toxicity, developmental toxicity, and organ system toxicity. Nitrosamines can also contaminate wastewater. And if you begin to think that the nitrosamine warning is alarmist, think again. One of the top-selling natural, I'm doing air quotes, dog shampoos on the market has cocamide MEA listed as an ingredient. The tested pH of this product was 3.5. That's well within the range of nitrosamines to develop. Next one. Triethanolamine is very closely related to cocamide MEA and may be listed as cocamide TEA. It's used as a surfactant and pH adjuster. Like cocamide MEA, it's at high risk of being contaminated with nitrosamines. Mineral oil in dog shampoo helps the skin retain its own moisture by providing a protective barrier over it. Sounds great, right? No. It also keeps the skin from releasing its own natural oils and eliminating toxins, and that's not so great. Remember way back when with, what did they call it, sunblocks? My twin sister, I'm talking years ago, but my twin sister would end up with, would get a rash from using sunblocks because what they were doing was this. They were just blocking the skin from breathing. And so what this does is it doesn't allow the skin basically to release its own natural oils and eliminate toxins. And we know that's not good for their health. It's a liquid mixture of hydrocarbons from crude oil. You would think I was talking about something else here.
It sounds like you're in the oil business talking about antifreeze and oils and
I feel like
transmission fluids.
Yeah, I feel like I am talking about a whole different product to do with cars. It's a possible toxin and allergy inducer. And there are a lot of articles on the internet advising pet parents to put a drop of mineral oil in their pet's eyes before a bath, saying the mineral oil will protect the eyes from stinging if you get detergent or soap in them. Don't do this. Only pharmaceutical-grade mineral oil has been cleaned of contaminants like complex hydrocarbons and benzene. Other grades of mineral oil are not completely free of contaminants. SD alcohol 40. That sounds like something you would oil your car with. Often called isopropyl or SD40. Oh my gosh. It's in a grooming product. It is drying to both the skin and the hair oils. SD40 also enhances skin absorption, meaning it is easier for the other toxic ingredients to enter the skin when SD40 is present. Many ear cleaning products are primarily SD40. Good grief. Which reminds me, we should probably do a show on ear cleaning products too. Polyethylene glycol, PEG, is a humectant used to help the skin retain moisture. While it is a known skin irritant, the scarier side of PEG is that it is a penetration enhancer, meaning it's a carrier for other chemicals, helping them cross through the skin into the bloodstream. And it gets worse. It can also be contaminated with dioxane and ethylene oxide. Okay, PEG 40 lanolin is a polyethylene glycol derivative of lanolin. There is limited evidence of it causing organ toxicity, but the big concern is it may contain a contaminated, it may be contaminated with dioxane and ethylene oxide. Propylene glycol is a skin conditioner, solvent, and humectant. Like polyethylene glycol, it's a penetration enhancer. It's also a suspected immune system toxin, neurotoxin, reproductive toxin, and skin toxin. I am beginning to wonder if these are in moisturizers and body lotions. That has me concerned, really, really concerned.
I'm just thinking about car products the whole time you're reading these names out.
It's making my skin crawl, it really is.
We need to look at our shampoos.
Yes, we do. Well, we have one from a vet, don't we? But we do need to check that.
Our human shampoos, too, and we need to go back to our cruelty cutter app.
Yes, let's talk about that after the break as well, because I've got 2 really good apps that people can actually check out. Wow, that is something else. Well, I've got more to talk about. Are you sick and tired of hearing me mispronounce words? But there's more, and I need to tell you about them because I don't think we would be doing a service to anyone by not doing the full list. So let's take a quick break, Jim. And when we come back, let's continue on with these chemicals. And wow, my mind is blown, absolutely blown. But we'll be right back. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host, the queen of rock and roll dogs.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Welcome to Barking Dog Self-Washing Grooming, your one-stop shop for all your pet's needs. We offer premium natural pet foods, full-service grooming, and an on-site bakery and boutique. You can choose to self-wash your dog or schedule a luxury pampering with our professional groomers. Visit our Cool Cat section offering feline food, toys, bedding, and litter, while the adventurous dog department has everything you need for your outdoor activities. And don't forget Cody's Healing Garden, featuring flower, aromatherapy, and herbal remedies for pets. Find us at www.barkingdogslv.com, and we look forward to seeing you in our neighborhood.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
And we're back from the break, everybody, and Sam had to take a quick break from studio action, and I think she's back on microphone now.
I am.
I was going to start talking about my dog walk today.
Did you panic for a minute there?
No, but it's like...
Then we'll get back in the studio in
time. We
time.
get off the walk, and I get a wet towel, and I wipe their paws off to keep, their paws free of toxins. So, it's kind of... Why would we bathe them in toxins?
I know. And I'm also going to be checking out whether my body lotions and moisturizers have those kind of ingredients in that, that enhance absorption, but... as to what detriment. So here we go. Here are 6 more. Actually, I have more than 6. But 6 more products that ingredients you need to avoid when you're looking at your pet shampoos. They may cause allergic reactions or irritate sensitive skin. Here's the interesting thing. I think a lot of people buy shampoos for their pets because they are dealing with allergies. So I want something that I feel is soothing, that's going to eliminate some itching, some dryness. And this is a theme that's running through these ingredients, isn't there? So it's not a good thing. Oh, it's crazy. And I bet you anything, some of those shampoos will say very good for drying skin and irritated skin. And there are ingredients in there that will actually make that worse. Here we go. These ingredients have a high probability of being contaminated by toxic byproducts. And this article says, well, why high probability? And there's no governing agencies that set standards or regulations for manufacturers in the pet industry. And no one's testing these formulations to check for byproducts. Studies that tested very popular human products found contaminants in some very popular green marketed brands. That greenwashing we talked about? To be on the safe side, you don't want any of these ingredients in your dog shampoo. And I think we're of that mindset anyway. If I think there's a possibility that it's not good, or if I read, this is what I never buy. Oh, it's okay in small doses. No. Formaldehyde? No. That is not going to happen. Be on the safe side. Be on the safe side. Here we go. Sodium benzoate preservative. When sodium benzoate and citric acid or ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C, are mixed together, they may become benzene. And that is a cancer-causing chemical associated with leukemia and other blood disorders. If not mixed with citric or ascorbic acid, sodium benzoate is considered safe. You see, that's one that I would never take a risk on. It just wouldn't.
And ascorbic acid is aspirin.
Is it?
Yep.
I didn't know.
No, that's salicylic acid.
Oh.
Ascorbic acid is vitamin C.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
had my vitamins mixed up, and I'm usually not that way.
No, usually very good. Wow. Sodium lauryl sulfate. SLS is a surfactant detergent emulsifier used in a lot of products. In its powder form, it is a known skin irritant. It may be inhaled, causing organ system toxicity, and SLS may be contaminated with toxic solvents from the manufacturing process. It's readily absorbed into the eyes, where it's been shown to cause eye irritation and damage eye proteins. Even at very low concentrations, SLS has been shown to remain in a person's system, and that's their brain, heart, and liver, for up to 5 days. Combine that with the fact that SLS is a known penetration enhancer, and there's a possibility of exposing the eyes to some damaging chemicals. If that didn't steer you away from SLS, they said, the final blow is that the manufacturing process called exhalation is a highly polluting environmental toxin. That's a theme I saw too. And I think it's wonderful to be conscious of the environment. But a lot of the people seem to miss the point of if it was actually damaging to their pets. They're like, it's great for the environment, it's biodegradable, but what's it doing to your pet? So what I want to do is make sure we pull the whole picture together for everybody on this one. Next one up on my list, sodium lauryl sulfate. Sodium lauryl sulfate is used as a cleaning agent. High risk of contamination. Oh, did I repeat this one? Oh, no, I don't know if I did. With 1 to 4 dioxane, a known carcinogen, and ethylene oxide, also a known carcinogen, developmental toxin, immunotoxin, and allergen. And the sulfates are derived from coconut oil as a result of manufacturers marketing them as all natural, plant-based, and vegan ingredients. Got to be wary.
While you were talking about all these things, I did a Google search, and, in the workplace, people that deal with chemicals, people who clean things or work in the chemical industry or work around chemicals for their manufacturing, all companies have to have what's called an MSDS, or a material safety data sheet.
Yes.
On all the chemicals in the workplace.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
And so you just do a general Google search, MSDS, and any one of these ingredients you're talking about, and you can find out all of their properties because it has to be listed by law on the MSDS. So I think maybe what we should do is start looking at labels and cross-checking the MSDS sheet for those chemicals.
Yeah.
And that'll give you a better idea of what they do.
Because although, like Jim said, there's no regulation on this, I can guarantee you that if it's bad for you, it's probably going to be bad for your pets. I'm not going to risk it. It's as simple as that. Ammonium lauryl sulfate. Ammonium is a surfactant known to cause skin irritation, may be contaminated with dioxane and ethylene oxide. It's the foamy texture. It gives you the foamy bubbles, suds that people associate with. Oh, it's working, it's cleaning, because it's very, very sudsy, and it's not worth it. Polysorbates are a fragrance component, a surfactant, an emulsifying and stabilizing agent, and this ingredient starts out as sorbitol, a harmless sugar alcohol usually derived from corn syrup. It's then treated with ethylene oxide, and depending on how much ethylene oxide was used, the polysorbate has a number behind its name. For example, polysorbate 20 is treated with 20 parts ethylene oxide. If the ethylene oxide isn't completely cleaned out of the final ingredient, it's contaminated with a known carcinogen. And we've got cocoa Midopropyl betaine. It's a synthetic surfactant associated with skin irritation and allergic reactions. It's used to make the product thick and foamy, like the sulfates. Cocoa midopropyl betaine is derived from coconut oil. During processing, it's mixed with the chemicals amidoamine and 3-dimethylaminopropilamine, which can remain in the final product. And these contaminants can form nitrosamines under certain conditions, and that's high temperature or acidic pH. And there are more, my friends. There are more. I say this show is not meant to scare you, but to inform you. But I'm pretty mortified, I have to tell you that much. D-trans alethrin, from a class of synthetic chemicals called pyrethroids, derived from natural. Yes, we have talked about this because this was on the pest control show. The pest control show. So I know what this one is. It's a class of synthetic chemicals called pyrethroids, derived from natural chemicals found in chrysanthemums. Synthetic varieties are significantly more potent and persistent than naturally occurring products and can cause allergic responses. Also, a suspected endocrine system disruptor. Veterinarians caution against using pyrethroid-containing products if there are cats in the home. Let me tell you this. I had a friend, I've talked about this before, doesn't use pest control. Once a month, her dog had a seizure, and it was the day the pest control guy came to the neighbors like clockwork, and all of a sudden she realized what was going on. Isn't that scary? Resmethrin, also from the chemical class called pyrethroids. It's very toxic to cats, should not be used in a household with cats. And pyriproxyfen and S-methoprene considered relatively safe with low toxicity. However, data is lacking about their risk when combined with the above chemicals, which may be the case of some pet shampoos. Oh, are you sick of hearing me ramble on about all those horrible ingredients?
I'm getting kind of worn out from
Yeah, I'm worn out too. I'm quite annoyed by it, to be honest with you. What do you do? That's all the people want to know is what the heck are we going to do for our pets?
Well, and it's not just pets either. These are in our products as well.
Yes. Well, do you want to talk about your favorite app?
Cruelty Cutter. The Beagle Freedom Foundation is the sponsor company of an app called Cruelty Cutter. Cruelty Cutter, like, cuts like scissors. And it's an app, and you scan products, barcodes, and you get an instantaneous readout of whether the product is cruelty-free, which means not tested on animals.
So that's one of your favorite apps.
You get a yes, it is, no, it isn't, or we don't know. And you can go to a product that you use all the time and find out, you know what, they test on animals. I'm going to stop. I'm going to find something else next to it on the shelf that doesn't. And you can post it on social.
Yes, you can. So whether you're a champion for that product or you're not, you can actually share that. So it's a great tool for education. So that's one app we would recommend.
And I suppose it leads you down that path of...
It does. Yeah, because most people want products that are cruelty-free, good for the environment, safe for their pets and themselves. So this is a great app that you can have in conjunction with the Cruelty Cutter, and that is the Environmental Working Group at EWG. And it's a non-profit, non-partisan organization whose mission is to empower people to live healthier lives in a healthier environment. EWG is all about creating change. From the grocery store to your home, we give you the tools you need to make better choices. And your better choices help you move the market and push policymakers to stand up for you on Capitol Hill. And this is an app that you can put products in there. There's food scores in there as well. You can scan products. You can browse products. And it goes from sunscreens, cosmetics, and food. It's a very, very good app. Really, really impressed with that one. And I don't know if you know this. Okay, let me tell you this much. If you are, for example, you see a product and you say go to the website and you're fully checking the ingredient list. If you just highlight that one word, and a lot of people don't use this, it gives you the option to copy it, it gives you an option to look up, and that gives you a definition of what that is. And if it's a chemical, it'll tell you exactly what it is and the dangers associated with it. So it's a very, very quick way to actually get the information on those ingredients as well. There was something I was going to say about that. Oh, it just went out my brain, but it will come back. So what are we going to do? We want answers. What are we going to do? You know what you're going to do? You're only going to look for certified organic shampoo. That's what you're going to do.
They can be found.
That is your safest. That is your safest product for your pets. And you've got a high level of trust in manufacturers of your dog's grooming products, yet there are no regulations on those. Nothing holds these manufacturers to any kind of standards for purity, verification, sourcing, or like the natural claims. And there's no disclosure on how they manufacture, and often they say it's proprietary information. In other words, we're not going to tell you. But certified organic dog grooming products go through a much higher level of scrutiny. All ingredients are reviewed throughout their life cycle, from where and how they're grown, harvested, processed, transported, packaged, and shipped. Certified organic dog grooming products also verify that there are no GMO ingredients, no pesticides, herbicides, artificial colors, or artificial fragrance. I know you're feeling a lot better now. You're taking a deep breath, your shoulders are relaxing, like, yay, there's some kind of hope out there. So when you are searching for your next dog shampoo, search for that certified organic dog shampoo and not the natural dog shampoo. And if you do research for a natural dog shampoo, don't purchase the product if it contains any of those ingredients that we've talked about today. And as Jim asked me earlier, can we use human shampoo? No, it's not a substitute. You definitely do not want to use that on your pets. I did find a couple of shampoos that I think would be very good for your pets. I'm still waiting on some information from the actual companies themselves, because I want to make sure I am fully researched on this, and I will post them because I'm still waiting on the information, but I will post them to give you some direction. And bear in mind, whoever I choose to recommend, I am not paid by them. I do not have a relationship with them. I just want you to be able to pick up some safe pet products to just keep your pets clean. It's really, really simple. But as I say, as soon as I get that information, and some companies are very slow. Some I don't think I'll ever hear from. I think it frightens people when they ask. It very much when I did the pest control show and I contacted all those companies here in town, and I either got no response or they would just send me to their website, which still didn't list anything, or they would just say, "Oh, I assure you it's safe." And I said, "No, I'm not taking your word for it. I want to be able to look up the chemicals and make an informed decision." And we don't use pest control anyway. We never see anything. We when we used to have pest control many years ago, we saw more bugs than ever.
I think they make the pesticide attractive to them.
They probably put some
Tasty.
honey in it and some sugar in it.
We learned that with ant traps. Many years ago.
We did. Many ant traps. Thankfully, because one of our dogs decided to eat an ant trap, it was food-based. Thank goodness. That was scary. And we were surprised they even picked up at that time of night. You know, "Oh my gosh, my dog has chewed an ant trap thing." And they said, "Oh, it's food-based. Your dog's going to be fine." But that was a scary one. There is a company out called Wonderside. I actually do not like the name of it, to be honest with you, but it's getting a lot of attraction for being a safe product for pest control. And you can take a look at that by going over to their website, wonderside.com. They've got a great list of questions you can ask, and if they're not all answered on there, you can contact them, and they're very good at getting back to you on that. Wow. Can you even, Jim? Are we at the end of the show already? No.
Finito.
Oh, how many? Really? Have we been going an hour?
You got 30 seconds.
You are kidding me.
That's it. I'm telling the truth.
First of all, I apologize for not being able to pronounce those names. Seriously, how can you put 26 letters in the name of an ingredient and expect me to pronounce it? That was a tough one for me. So just to wrap up, this link will go up so you can look at the research that was done on those 100 shampoos for humans. So you can see that, see if your brand is on there. Hopefully it's not. But that's only 100 that they tested. We know there's a lot more products than that out there for human shampoo. I will also send you the link to these, post this link to all of these chemicals. And essentially, you know what I would do? Seriously, I think what I will do to make your life so much easier is I will just type a list of the chemical names. So it's a simple list. You can stick it on your phone. If you're out and about shopping, you can take a look and go, oh, it's on there. Not doing that. Meanwhile, look for those certified organic pet shampoos and conditioners. And when I get the answers back, because I want to make sure that I am 100% confident in giving you these recommendations for those shampoos, and there aren't many, trust me, there aren't many at all. There'll maybe be 3, maybe. If I get the right answers back, I will post them for you, and just know that I have no relationship with these companies.
Maybe we should also, after you post the list, have a pronunciation contest.
You would think after 5 years of all these crazy words that I pronounce that it would get better, but these are rough. They should just, abbreviate all of them. Well, that's the end of the show. That's the end of the show, everybody. I hope you found it to be helpful to you. And we will follow up so that we can be even more helpful to you and make life so much easier when you are searching through those products. Think about those apps that are available that you can scan. Don't you love the scanning thing? It's so quick. It's so easy. And they update that database so often that they're adding more and more products on there just to make it easier for you. There is a charge for the cruelty cutter, but it's not a lot, is it?
No, it's just a couple dollars.
And just remember,
$2, $3, $4.
You will also be helping the Beagle Freedom Project by downloading that app, which we know they do wonderful work for animals that are used in testing. Ooh, next week, Jim, remind me, there is some technology that came out. It's some kind of a chip that they're hoping will replace testing on animals. It's a chip.
Okay.
So we'll talk.
I can't wait to hear about it.
We'll definitely talk about that next week because we've run out of time. So I'm so glad you've been here today to get this information, and we're going to help you further. So make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of those great places. And if you've enjoyed the show today, please share it with your friends, because we want to make sure that we get good information in the hands of pet parents so that their pets can be safe and thrive and be super, super healthy and not at risk for anything that can impact their health, be it food, be it shampoo, be it treats. Yeah. Remember, you can always help an animal in need. Either rescue, adopt, donate, volunteer, or share their information, or download the Cruelty Cutter app. Rescue your next family member, replace the word shop with adopt, and be kind to all animals. Thank you, Jim, for being a great producer today.
I'm a great producer every day. Thank you very much.
Take a moment to like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and don't forget to post pics of your pets because we love to see the fur babies. And today you've been listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio, where it is all about pets, people, and pop culture. I'm your host, Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs. And always kiss your pets good morning and good night. And I'll see you next time.
Dog Radio. Pets. People. Pop culture.
Visit Vegas Rock Dog Radio for more information. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And subscribe on iTunes and iHeartRadio. And remember, give your fur babies a big kiss from me, Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs. You must not rely on the information in this broadcast from our host as an alternative to medical advice from your veterinarian. If you have any specific questions about a medical matter regarding your pets, you should consult your veterinarian or specialist.